Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Sohum Reactions. Peace, love, and positivity to you. Today's reaction request comes from Adam, who is introducing me to, it seems like, the Hawaiian artist, and I'll try to pronounce this correctly, Israel Kamakawiwo'ole. Israel Kamakawiwo'ole. Okay. For the purposes of this video, I'm just going to refer to him as Israel. Hopefully that's okay with you guys. It looks like he's going to be starting off with covers of Over the Rainbow and What a Wonderful World, and then we'll be switching gears in what seems to be originals from Israel here, Hawaii 78 and White Sandy Beach. I was, Googling images of Israel, and I could see him playing with the ukulele, so my expectation going in is we're going to get some very Hawaiian vibes, some joyful energy in this one today, which I feel like we need more of that nowadays. Oftentimes, there's so many reasons in this world to be sad. Maybe we should start looking for the things that, bring us some modicum of joy, some modicum of happiness, but I digress. Very excited to check this out today. I actually had very minimal information given to me about Israel going into this one. All Adam wrote in the request info section is "with much aloha." So with that all said, aloha to you all. Let's jump into it. Okay, right away the uke. The uke is in. I don't like saying uke. I like saying ukulele. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's a pleasant voice. Wow. Hearing this melody to a ukulele strumming cadence is interesting.
Dreams that you dream of once in a lullaby.
Wow.
Somewhere over the rainbow.
Oh, that is pretty.
Bluebirds fly.
And his voice is like this, like gentle brush of air. A gust of air? I don't know the exact expression. It's just so gentle. Also, because I've heard many covers of Over the Rainbow and I guess of What a Wonderful World. Hearing it against the ukulele cadence is interesting, and it's actually a feather in the cap of both Israel and the original songwriting for Over the Rainbow, because the melody itself, oh, da, 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 that melody is so iconic, and it seemingly works against many different rhythmic patterns. Because I've heard several acoustic covers of Over the Rainbow. I think I've done one on the channel, even I think it was Eva Cassidy who did one. It's a great song. You will always want someone who's gentle, caring, joyful to sing a track like this. But you could also take it into a more melancholic direction. So it seems like Israel is more on the happy-go-lucky side.
Bluebirds fly, and the dreams that you dream of, dreams really do come true. Someday you wish upon a star, wake up where the clouds are far behind. Be where trouble melts like lemon drops, high above the
This immediately just brings a smile to my face.
You find me, oh, somewhere over the rainbow.
It's a slight modification to the original melody, but I actually love it. When he goes down there to the "and," I'm like immediately thinking of Elvis Presley.
dream that you did too. Oh why can't
Literally, his voice is air. This beautiful, melodic, gentle air.
Well, I see trees of green and red roses too.
Ah, great
I
transition.
watch them bloom for me and you and
Oh, it's too good. It's too good.
What a wonderful world.
Okay.
Well, I see skies of blue and I see
Wow. In the
clouds.
same comment I want to make about what I made about Over the Rainbow, I'll make about What a Wonderful World. I know that melody. It's so iconic as well. What a Wonderful World. I never thought about what it would sound like played by ukulele, but it works perfectly well. Again, it's a testament to just how well written these original songs were. If they work in so many unique contexts and can be re-envisioned over and over and over again, like there's so much more to explore with any one track. It's a miracle that we have so much music to sink our teeth into these days. Like I read a statistic somewhere that every single day now in the 2020s, there's more music produced than a single year in the 80s. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean the quality of all of that music is, whatever, but there's so much to enjoy, and you can just find so much joy in what's already there. Just make it your own. Israel has clearly done that.
Well, I see skies of blue and I see clouds of white and the brightness of day. I like the dark and I think to myself, what a wonderful world.
I just want to sing along with him.
The colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of people passing by. I see friends shaking hands singing, how do you do? They really say, I love you. I hear babies cry and I watch them grow. They'll learn much more than we'll know, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Someday I wish upon a star, wake up where the clouds are far behind me, where trouble melts like a lemon.
And it's just his voice, just the ukulele.
The chimney top, that's where
I'm fully engaged.
you find me, oh, somewhere over the rainbow,
I love it.
way up high. The dream that you dare to, why, oh why can't
The way he holds those oohs. What a beautiful voice. He is such a sweet singer. Like I said, gentle. That's the operative word for me. That's the best way I could describe him. Just a gentle voice. And that's exactly what you would want to pair with the instrument ukulele. It's a very light and bright instrument. Anytime that I've heard it, I've always been able to pretty much instantly identify that it's a ukulele and not an acoustic guitar. Because if you think of acoustic guitar, which, there you go, one's right back there, acoustic guitar can create a lot larger of a sound. Obviously, you have the acoustic hole back there that uses the entire internal body of the guitar to help, let's say, amplify the sound. And You can also strum through those strings rather loudly, depending on what kinds of strings you have, whether they're nylon or steel or whatever. You can produce different timbres from that instrument. It's all very technical once you start talking about the specific sounds, but my point being, ukulele is so easily identifiable, and you just want a gentle voice with it. So I think Israel and the ukulele is a inseparable duo, and it just has me thinking now, like, what other covers would I like to hear Israel do? You know, Over the Rainbow, What a Wonderful World, these are classics. What other kind of song? Put it in the comments if you have an answer. What cover would you like to hear him do? I don't know why my brain immediately is thinking of Firework by Katy Perry, because that's a very uplifting song, a more modern song. So it kind of is going to take us out a bit of the like older melodies and into something a little bit fresher, though. You know, I don't really like Katy Perry's newer music all that much, but that was a classic one for me growing up. I would also be curious to hear Israel cover a Bruno Mars song. Which one? Grenade. Because Grenade, that's one of, I feel like, Bruno's most iconic emotional songs. And to hear these songs, which are both very like happy-go-lucky in nature, sung to ukulele and his gentle voice, makes sense. It's like a perfect congruence. But I would like to hear now what may happen if you put his gentle, beautiful voice against a more minor melody, something a little bit more melancholic. I mean, maybe that's what we'll get if we jump into the next song, Hawaii 78, but I'm not too sure. So I guess without further ado, let's jump into it.
Okay, Owens. Song goes out to each and every one of you. To the generation coming up right now. Songs for you guys.
A song for the people. Oh, is this this is a different language. I mean, I'm assuming sung in Hawaiian. Harmony is nice.
Highways on the sacred grounds. How would they feel about this modern city life? Tears would come from each other's eyes as they would start to
Getting, weirdly enough, I'm getting Hotel California vibes. I don't know why that just happened. Maybe it's that chord.
That our people are in great, great danger now.
I'm getting more of a spiritual energy from this song as well. Feels very grounded. We keep returning to this droning note. But it's in the back. You hear it, right? It's like strings doing it. The modernity. It's like, what would our ancestors think of all that's happened now? that's true. And, a lot of attention has actually gone towards the way in which Hawaii has been taken advantage of and really overly commercialized over the years, which I approve of. I think it's important that people are not just taken complete advantage of. We've seen historically how that goes and how it continues to go in the modern era. I wish and I urge every single one of you to just look at what's happened in the past and try to right our wrongs in whatever micro ways we as individuals can, because this is a world that we live in, but our children will inhabit. And do we want to leave this world worse for our children or have it be a better place? The answer is easy, but I feel like a lot of people, they run away from these difficult conversations because it's uncomfortable. But wasn't it so comfortable when you were taking advantage all that you could and extracting all of the value and resources you could without thinking twice? Now you feel uncomfortable when the conversation is brought to you that, hey, you've disadvantaged us. Make it make sense. And that's why it's so important that the voices of those who are oppressed and taken advantage of are amplified, because we all depend on one another to have our sort of day in court. It wouldn't work if only one voice is the main voice and then no one else is speaking up. You know what I mean? So I like that this song is calling attention to those issues.
Danger found. All the fighting that the king has done. He conquered all these islands, now there's condominiums. How would he feel if he saw Hawaii?
Beautiful vibrato.
Would his smile be night and cry?
Seems like he's playing more of a lead melody in the ukulele this time, not just chords. Oh my god, the tear, the lone tear. Did you catch that? I'm sure you've seen this. Look at that. Oh my god. I swear, you guys are trying to get me to cry today with your requests. And I'll do it, I'll cry, I don't care. Oh, great interval to end. Beautiful, man. I really wish we could get to a point societally where we can understand how we've wronged one another so that we can make it right and then move forward. It's not enough to just try to make progress in the short term. We also have to recognize how we've faulted in the past so that those mistakes don't occur again, and also that we can heal together. It's like a version of acknowledgement. Like if you think of the abstract idea of conflict resolution, I'll play out two scenarios for you. One is where you and I are in a conversation and I insult you, inadvertently maybe, but I insulted you, and now you're thinking, well, should I enter another conversation with Sohum? Last time we talked, he insulted me, and let's say that never gets addressed. Now that wound is starting to settle in, and that's part of the unspoken air that you and I now both inhabit. And for some people, that wound will be so deep that we can no longer speak. And I may not know that I've caused that. Oftentimes I will have, but I'm trying to get away with the insult. And if you bring it to me and then we can address it together, kind of healthily, then there's actually a path forward where now I can recognize the error of my ways and promised you, and then show that through action that I will not be insulting, and then we actually mend the relationship and make this whole humanity thing work for us. I think what often happens is most of this shit, sorry to swear, but most of this stuff gets like swept under the rug, unfortunately. And when we do that endlessly, time after time after time, the wounds never heal. They get deeper, more wounds, more cuts, more damage starts to accrue, because the air is one where we've ignored so much that's gone on, and now we're going to continue to ignore it. And weirdly enough, people in a very manipulative and like power hungry position, even if you bring up the injustices that they've done onto you, they will view your act of like standing up for yourself essentially as the affront to them, and they twist your groundedness instead of acknowledging the pain they've caused you. And that becomes an impossible position. It's so intractable to deal with someone who, or a civilization or a society who constantly diminish the real injustices and then present, straw men, or just sort of like undervalue anything that you present. There's a way to like, this is also a separate like manipulative tactic people will do. They will acknowledge very lightly their wrongdoing as a sort of subtle way to take accountability, so to speak, but it's more so to feign that they took accountability. It's like they get to say that they apologized, but are they really apologetic? So all that to say, the path forward is not one of complete isolation from one another because we can't figure out all these problems. It's to take accountability, have open and honest conversations with one another to better understand one another, and then actually implement solutions to make things, better. So yeah, this is a really great song as well. I like the melody. I like the harmonies in there. I feel like we got a little bit more technical finesse from Israel's playing, as well as a lot of the supporting instrumentation. The strings were, I think, the primary melodic element behind the vocals that, I appreciated in this mix. But yeah, let's jump into the final song of the day. This one is White Sandy Beach.
I was scared when I lost my mother, my father, my brother, my sister. I loved them all my heart and soul, And it was time for them to go. It was time for go. Because when our time comes, cuz, no cry for me, cuz. No cry for me. Go plant one tree, to Kapilani Park, in the middle of the park where they play soccer. Go plant one core tree out there for me, cuz.
He's like, even though it's sad, don't just wallow in the sadness. Actually utilize that grieving energy that we have and channel it towards something good.
Big baller. And well, pen them small, let them go big.
Wow. That's such a beautiful view.
In my dream, we were walking hand in hand on a white sandy beach.
Oh, I like that little passing chord. It was a bit darker for a moment.
We were playing in the sun. We were having so much fun on a white sandy beach of Hawaii. Sound of the ocean soothes my restless soul. Sound of the ocean rocks me all night long.
Because this is like his happy place. This is where he goes to reflect, where he goes to decompress, goes to express himself. And here he is on that white sandy beach doing all of that.
Those hot, long summer days, lying there in the sun on a white sandy beach of Hawaii. Sound of the ocean soothes my restless soul. Sound of rocks me all night long. Oh, last night in my dream, I saw your face again. We were there in the sun on a white sandy beach of Hawaii.
Like I can feel the tears behind my eyes right now. The like weight in my chest. Hawaii. It's so pretty.
Shut!
I don't know about you guys, but I am sad that that's over. I was having such a fun time. It flew by, didn't it? Like each of those songs like was quick somehow. I mean, it's not even a runtime issue. It's like these songs just somehow, like once you're immersed in them, they kind of just take over your brain. I feel like the logical part of me, because I'm a very like analytical person in general, the logical part of me kind of, once it gets the picture, like it escapes, and the emotions of his beautiful voice in this song specifically kind of take over my brain and just inhabit my body. I felt it in my chest, and I felt it like kind of travel up through my neck muscles into my brain, and then behind my eyes, and then the tear like started to form, and then the song started to end, and then he yells out shark, and here we are. Man, oh man, Israel has such a phenomenal voice, and I love how just casual he is in his delivery. It feels very effortless the way he sings. I can imagine just the way he speaks, it sounds very similar to how he sings, and I feel like that is one of the best places to start. If you as a vocalist yourself are struggling to find your own voice, just think about, well, just have a normal conversation where you're flowing naturally, where everything that's on your mind comes out in a very self-aligned way. And then if that's the voice that feels most comfortable you to speak in, try to sing from that same place. And maybe you don't have to go all the way and turn up the conversational dial all the way to singing. You can baby step it, add a little bit more inflection to the way that you deliver your sentences and whatnot. A lot of people, they'll talk about this in like public speaking seminars or something like that. Use inflection and intonation and pause and extend and do a lot of staccato things and legato, and there's a lot of ways to make speech interesting, but if and by extension singing, but if what you already do in your speech is interesting, I think by extension what you hear in the singing is also going to sound amazing. And so the reason I bring any of that up is because if you reverse engineer that process, because right now I'm discovering Israel as the singer, not as the speaker, I can imagine that hearing his speaking voice would be just as pleasant. And that's sort of a weird thing about me, but like I just like listening to people with pleasant voices speak. It's one of the reasons like interviews with vocalists are so fun, not only for the interesting insights that they have in terms of performance, in terms of their creativity, their songwriting, their views on life, but also just the way that they speak. Because speaking is a version of singing. That's like all the meta point that I'm trying to bring up here. But anyways, I love his voice. I love the simplicity in a lot of the melodies that he's choosing to sing. I think it gives him a lot of room to it gives him a lot of room to like grow within the performance of a track. Now, if we're being honest, like most of the songs that we heard were just ukulele and his voice. The second one had a little bit more like instruments going on. I say this a lot, but like whether a song is more complex or simple doesn't detract or add to how good the song is. How good the song is matters only to the extent with which how much it resonates with you. And my oh my, all three of these tracks today resonated with me, because when I listen to Over the Rainbow and What a Wonderful World, I am bringing all of the years of, you could call it baggage, but I don't like the connotation that that implies. You can bring all of the fond memories that you have with those two tracks already into a performance like this, because you're expecting something happy and joyful, and then you hear it in the ukulele form with his pleasant voice. 10 out of 10. And then we move into the second track, where now we're hearing his voice be a little bit more nuanced, hearing his own composition, singing about his ancestors and the way in which they've been wronged and how much devastation is now being wrought on the land, how much is being extracted, and you kind of empathize with that position. And then by the end, when you hear about his family, you're just an emotional wreck, because this is such a nice, loving person, and this terrible thing happened to them. And in spite of how bad things can be, he is still flipping it into a positive. That is someone to admire, and this is just my first time discovering Israel. So if you guys want to see more Israel on the channel, if you have more songs that you think I should check out, please send me a request using the first link in the description box below. Thank you to Adam for the request. And Adam, I think it's kind of funny that you sent this my way, because given what you've already requested that I check out on the channel, I would not have anticipated something like this coming from you. But I appreciate it. I think this was a real fun time over here. I hope you enjoyed it as well. But yeah, I'm going to leave it at that. I hope y'all have a wonderful rest of your day. Take care and peace.